All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Tuesday, July 6th. Thank God I just nailed that. Happy July 4th once again for all of us in social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, and for all of us live inside the trading room. Welcome on back. I saw from all of us just before, at least inside the trading room, we're good to go on the sound, good to go on the screen from Felix, Kathy, Chuck, who had a nice trade earlier this morning, might I say. Peter, Leda, Donald, we had a couple Donalds just before, and all of our students and members alike inside Cyber Group. Now, with that in mind, I got to say to begin, I wrote down on my notepad why I said what I said. Knowing me, I was going to trip up and say today was Monday, July 6th. It feels like a Monday, first day of the trading week, but with the day off yesterday and, of course, July 4th back from Sunday. I hope everybody enjoyed the long extended layoff at least here. But for right now, it's time to pay the bills, time to make some money. And we had a really active pre-market thus far. The OSAT trade's on the screen to begin. So I would have gotten to this anyway, but right away, we'll just add this to our list. I'll jump to Benzinga Pro in just a bit and go through all the news for this and some of the other stocks that we'll put on our list here in just a moment. But yeah, right away, we'll just add this to our watch list. Nice pop from like 680 up towards, practically up a buck, right? Topped off roughly around 775, practically 780 here. 770. But pushing back up right now. So, definitely still in play leading into the open. And then for as much up as it is, you still may get a bit of a pullback once the market does open. The question is going to be, are we going to see support build from there? And then from there, more buying to come in that leads to that big slingshot, type of pop. So for right now, you're starting to see that even here, but there might be even more of a pullback down to 7 after the market opens at least. But for right now, we'll put this on our list. Now, with that in mind, going into July 4th, I got to say, normally heading into a holiday weekend, a summer holiday weekend, a summer weekend in general, even if it's not a holiday, but, typically things are slow, not a whole lot really going on within the market. Mondays and Fridays, there's not as much earnings out, compared to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're not in earnings season anyway. It's just to say, I wasn't expecting to have as good of a day as we had back from Friday of last week, back from the 2nd. So let's go over really briefly a couple of those stocks. There's stocks also that we would have found on the gainers list anyway this morning. The MRIN trade ended up making more of a pop as the market opened up, then dumped off, but as you can see is up further this morning. Ended up building this nice trend leading into the market open after 8:30. Pop from roughly 18 there up towards just about 22, under 22. And then as the market opened, it had that big pop, right? So, that's what you have to be careful for all of these trades, whether it's this, the BLIN, which we're going to go over next, even OSAT, the one I just said, to begin. But, volume died off really fast on this, led to a big drop off, over 5-point drop afterwards. And then, became for a nice bounce afterwards. So it led to a nice play. But, same could be said for this morning, right? Gapped up early in pre-market, popped over 25 pretty effortlessly, and ran up just over 3 points. So we're getting our pullback now between this, again, the BLIN just coming up. We'll put these right away on our list. How can we not? But just definitely be careful on these, just given once the volume dies off, oftentimes, we always say it, the stock does too. All right, so for MRIN, we're just going to put that on our list to begin. BLIN, same to be said, but I want to mention for all of us live inside Cyber Group, I got an email just from yesterday, someone just prepping into the weekend. They were asking me for Traders Talk, our weekly workshop that we do every Tuesday, that being today, but they were asking, hey, can you go over the BLIN trade in the close from Friday afternoon? Why did you expect it to make a move up to 10? Well, I'm going to answer that fully in Traders Talk for all of us inside Cyber Group. Then, for all of us on social media, go right down to the link on the banner below if you want to join us for that workshop. We typically do that 2 or 3 times across the calendar year for you folks there, but it's normally hosted weekly inside Cyber Group, so you got to catch us in our trading room for that. But it's to be said, I didn't guarantee that it was going to. But for a stock that's trending near the highs going into the close, that's at the highs going into the close, there's a higher probability of a run in the after hours. Doesn't always happen. You can't throw a dart on the wall and expect for it to land, but this was pushing up nicely. I had a lot of buying, and we'll talk further about that trade coming up inside the Traders Talk workshop later on this morning. For all of us inside Cyber Group, you don't need to click on a link, go anywhere. Just stay live inside the trading room. I'll jump back on the microphone after we close the audio broadcast at 10:30 coming up, like once we're all done. But either way, BLIN, same to be said as MRIN. Both up big in pre-market again this morning. Just be careful for the pullback, the hopeful slingshot after. But the BLIN trade in particular. Let me just jump to this. I don't have this up on the screen, but we ended up seeing a big level hold earlier pretty nicely. It was I had the line drawn at 1285. The bottom, I guess, was built directly off of 1290. But 1285 I found to be a pretty strong level, 1285, 1290 there. After that, if this pulls back further as the market opens up, or beyond, I could see 12 being a really big level. 12 to 1210 is a big buying level. So that could be the bounce point. If it breaks that, perhaps it's a complete dump off across the whole day. So, again, be careful. These have been really nice for us as day trades. I guess you could say on the swing side too, but much riskier to do given the lower floats. These are going to pull back down and tank at some point. Just look at ALF. Oh, oops. Just look at ALF here, right? Ended up making this huge pop and run across like a month ago. And for as much as it ran up, you can't keep expecting it to. That's just a long story short. So, they make for much better day trades than swing trades. All right. You know what? I'll tell you, otherwise, I really didn't have much of an agenda heading into the open. Going into the afternoon meeting, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin more. Just give a quick recap on what happened over the last few days. I knew I was going to do that there, but let's just rip it right from top to bottom. See what else we got here. BLIN number 1, ADXS number 2 up 47. I mean, up just as much. Cheap stock, not a whole lot really happening here on the chart. Obviously moved up, but since 8 o'clock, really just nothing. So, it's not even the fact that it's below $1. I would normally not look to trade a stock below $1 because they don't always make as clean or consistent or concise of a move. I'd rather trade something with, liquidity on the book, but something over $1, something that I can, not a quote unquote penny stock. All right, so BSQR we'll jump to next. This one I put on the pre-market watch list, ended up making a big pop early, like 4 or 5 o'clock, Eastern time in the morning. Ended up running up pretty nicely, but again, low volume. So ended up making that big pullback. And the weird part about this trade, it's pushing up. So, we'll put it on our list easily. But the weird part about this trade is that it hasn't pulled back and kissed 5 yet. It really just held over 510. Was that like 502, 505, something like that here? I don't know, like here. But even after, you would expect it to snap lower, go down to 5, and attempt to hold support from that point. Hasn't yet. So I don't know. It might just appear as if 520 to 510, wherever the big volume is off the bid there, should be the bigger level. If it breaks below that, then it might just snap right below 5 and crash. Who knows? So just be careful for that. But for right now, pushing up pretty nicely. I like the way it's building off that support. As the market opens, I do expect it to drop further, though. All right, it's going to be a lot of water today. I feel got a busy schedule coming off the long weekend. I got a lot of catching up to do through email. Also, for all of us inside the trading room, there are a couple of us that I did not get back to from Saturday and Sunday of this week. So just allow me the extra day here, and I'll get back to everybody that had emailed me, written me questions, sent over trade journals. All right, so OSAT we talked about. It's on our list already. MRIN already on our list. Let's keep it going. Eesh, not much here. AXLA, I don't know what the news is. Don't really care because we're not going to put it on our list. So ODT, this always reminded me of Office Depot, right? I don't know if it's ODP. I think ODP is Office Depot. ODT, I don't know. Therapeutics company. Just checking Benzinga Pro really quickly here. I don't really see any sort of news on this. Oh, actually, no, back from Friday afternoon. All right, so Friday close. There was some news out spiking following 13G, Form 13G from, I guess, a company showing 5.2% stake in this company. That's it. Led to a big pop, I guess, but ended up pulling back. Again, this one also hasn't tested 4 yet, held over 405 as the pre-market low. So I would expect it to at least test 4 first, maybe even lower, maybe 390. But Yeah, ODT, more of a level 1 to 2 stock, at least more of a slower moving, tight spread type of stock. It's gonna, even fill in further after the market opens up. So for any of our new students joining us, comparative to the MRIN, at least, it's like one extreme versus another, right? This is more level 1 to 2. The stocks like MRIN, even BLIN, are more level 4 to 5 at least there. All right, and this is shortable. If we are trading this early in the morning, which we weren't, but just to say, technically it could have been possible to short this stock given the right opportunity. It is easy to borrow on TradeStation. You know what? We're not going to put this one on our list. WB. I am interested in the news though for Weibo. I don't know if it has to do with the China shutdown with Didi. Nah, Weibo shares trading higher following reports suggesting the company's chairman and a stake investor are in talks to take the company private for $90 to $110 per share. Oof, that's pretty interesting. So let me know if I'm wrong here, folks. I don't want to speak out of line, but from the little that I know, isn't that like China's biggest social media platform, if I'm not mistaken? Isn't that like the China version of Twitter? If anyone knows, let me know. If anyone knows that I'm wrong, let me know on that. I got a couple of us here on a Wish. All right, so really quickly, I see up, and I'm just checking right now. Well, I see a couple of us live inside the trading room calling it out simultaneously as you were, Daniel. So just got a couple of us calling out Wish here. WISH making a big pop right now. And perhaps we would have gotten to this as we went from top to bottom on the gainer side. But, yeah, making a nice pop over 12 right now. Let me check Benzinga. It seems like it could have been a news pop. Very quick pop over 12. And, yeah, right at 9:04 Eastern Time, Wish granted payment institution license for the EU. Huh. There we go. All right, so from Patrick inside Cyber Group, got to give a shout out to Daniel F. on our YouTube stream here on the Wish trade right there. Nice. And then Tina mentioning it's a meme stock, Wish. They're all meme stocks. That's the thing. I'm not even thinking about that as much, to be honest, because for Reddit, that group, we talk about this inside our curriculum, like the phase 2 course, the phase 1 course, and definitely Fausto talks about it. I know that later on. But, it's just to say that for these Reddit trades, there's like 12 million people on that channel now. We got like 100 of us inside Cyber Group right now, 40 of us in social media. If we combined, I'm sure that we'd be catching these stocks. I mean, not even, just as fast because we already do that inside our trading room. So they're all meme stocks. They're all talking about them. What I like about this stock, though, aside from the pop and the news, that alone, we're going to put it on our list for that reason. But this stock has great liquidity, a really high float. So comparative, again, to BLIN, MRIN. Actually, I got to say BLIN liquidity ain't too bad. But, this one won't have a thin order book. I would not expect this stock to have a thin, spread out order book. It should be pretty filled in across the board after the market opens, at least for sure. So, Wish, definitely great call from YouTube, Daniel, and then Patrick inside the trading room there. Oh, we got a Pugliese reunion perhaps on our YouTube stream there. That's nice. We got Fausto away. I know that he's with, his immediate family at least. I don't know where, but he'll be back perhaps tomorrow. If not tomorrow, you got me for another day, and then he'll be back officially on Thursday, at least there. All right, so let's keep it going. See what else we got. I don't know. I guess OCGN popped just a bit here. Just jumped above Weibo, maybe. A little bounce. But yeah, OCGN came out with more news, I think, in relation to their vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. So it's a stock that we're really familiar with, pretty similar to Wish, but even more so, I'd say. OCGN easily we're going to put on our watch list here for the morning. All right, AVGR had a pop right before I started the meeting here, or a little pop prior, pulled back and then pushed back up to 125. I don't know. I mean, we could put it on our list if we want. I'll just keep it on the side, see if there's better opportunities first. We already have like 6 or 7 on there so far. BLRX was on the pre-market list, so prior to 8 a.m., I put the list out instead of Fausto this morning. So at the time, it looked good. Then the 8 a.m. move came in, and then this thing dumped. So unfortunately, you can't win on them all. But this one ended up. It didn't even kiss 350. I feel like a lot of these haven't even tested their 50 cent or whole number levels yet, like we've been going over. But I don't know. Again, another stock that I feel like we can keep on the side. I want to see if there's better opportunities first that can take the cake. CCXI made a big pop. Wow, look at that. So, well, pop and drop. But I feel like this, given the range, this could provide more opportunity, perhaps. It's kind of making the same move as that last one. I don't know. See what else we got here. XCLA. Not a whole lot to write home about. I want to keep it simple here, just like Fausto. He always does it. But, well, I say it all the time. He does a much better job at just containing the list much smaller than I can. I keep, a watch list of 10, 12, 13 stocks on there at times. I try not to. But, at least coming off July 4th weekend, I'm going to really try and keep that in focus here today. So I'll be really particular from this point. Like this thing, like I see, familiar with the stock. It looks like it ended up making a big pop over the last couple of days too. We weren't really even trading it that much the last 2 days, but just familiar name over the last couple of years off of news. But caught my eye early in pre-market. Didn't even put it on the list. It was just dropping off already beforehand, and just to continue to do so here. So not really much going on yet. If it pops after the open, we'll call it out from that point. All right, so we'll jump over to the loser side. We'll see what else we got over there. Wish is already on our list, I see here. All right, cool. All right, so the AHT trade looks like this thing had a big dump off in the after hours, then just jumping around here in pre-market. So I'm going to jump back to Benzinga Pro for this, and then also for the DD stock, just to read off the official headline there. I feel like most of us know at this point on DD, the stock, just what happened even from yesterday. But we'll talk about that in a second. For this trade, the AHT. So AHT, a stock we also are pretty familiar with, Ashford Hospitality Trust, shares trading lower after the company announced a preliminary quarter two. I guess it might just be earnings. Might just be earnings here. It says Rev Par, which I'm not really familiar with myself. REV PAR in cap letters there for of 91.27. For June 2021, down 37% from 2019. So I know what that means, at least. So, that the latter end of that headline doesn't sound too hot. Led to a big drop off in the after hours back from Friday. And yeah, for the morning today, it's down enough to where you could hope for a dead cat bounce. It's also a stock, again, we're familiar with. So I just said that we're going to try and be particular from this point forward. But for this, and then I was going to make room anyway for the DD trade. DD, just given recent listing from last week, it's not even an official IPO. They call it something else. It might be called like a depository receipt. That's how Benzinga Pro, listed as. But the official headline here, because DD got crushed from yesterday. It was dropping off in the China markets. They ended up getting removed essentially from Chinese app stores due to personal data collection concerns from the Chinese government. That's all I know about that. I'm not going to talk as if I know more than what I know there. So, at least all I know is that this makes for a great opportunity either way. It's actually shortable from TradeStation. I don't know why or how. Maybe it has to do with that weird depository receipt listing that it has. Maybe not as an official IPO, but either way, this thing has a high float. Really great liquidity on the book. I would assume it's going to continue to dump off as it has here. I was assuming that even from 1280, 1270, even like right around 7:30 Eastern time. So, right now it's at major support heading into the open. Probably drop off lower, perhaps to 11. Again, it's a new listing, so there's no historical low outside of what we're seeing here. Really, let me actually just be official on that. Jump back to 1410 was the low back from Wednesday last week. So, all-time lows right now. There's no historical low to work off of or data. So just be careful on this trade either way, but DD definitely going to keep on our list. All right, folks, I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to call it right now. I had one other stock on my prep list going into the morning. That was like at 8:30. So maybe things have changed, but TIGR is the only other one I was looking at, and I'm not even that interested in it, given we already have a good list. So in total, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 stocks to work off of so far. And I mean it here. Like, trust me, if there is something that's going to do this, then let me know. But unless if there's something that's going to like blow my face off right now, really like make my jaw drop, then, I think that we're pretty much settled. I think that we're good. We got a lot of volatile stocks heading into the open. MRIN, BLIN, OCGN, a lot of N's, Wish, DD, of course, even though those are, very liquid, those will still be volatile given the news out on them. All right, from the trading room from Robert, SQBG happening. I assume that means moving up. Yeah, moving up, but just really thin volume right now in the book. It's trading like 800,000 shares across the morning, but I feel like a lot of that even could have been from like dawn, like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, just pushing up there. It's going to have a really ugly order book after the open there. So I'm going to hold off on this trade for right now, Robert. OSAP, beautiful Fausto flag being built. So that's already on our list. I was going to get to that from Patrick, but just before, and it's a great call. Yeah, I mean, it was building, but then ended up failing to break higher. This is exactly why we don't buy in Fausto flags. We got to buy once it pops or as it pops, right over that level. So not even a false breakout, just ended up going the other way temporarily. Good call, though. Ethos popping from Debbie. It's all over the place. Dropping, then popping. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm guessing news, but no news. Down 6%. Shortable, hard to borrow today. I mean, on Trade Station normally has been easy to borrow. It's good sideless stock. I mean, this one I feel like will have a better order book after the open, probably like a couple cent spread, but pretty large orders across the bid and the ask. Good sideless stock at least, Debbie. All right, you know what? It's already 9:21, 9:22. I was going to call it. Then Daniel from YouTube says, take care, Josh. Have a great day, y'all. Absolutely, Daniel. For all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, we're going to finish the stream for right now. I'm going to check back in with you folks at least later on today, 2:30 Eastern time. I'll come back on for the afternoon picks. So we'll do a similar style, scan, recap at least, and build up our list going into the market close from that point. For all of our students live inside Cyber Group, give me a quick moment or two. I'm going to jump back on the mic, of course, after the open, but I'm going to copy and tweet the picks out first. All right. For all of us on social media, just make sure to like, subscribe, and notify. Hit the subscribe button, at least on YouTube there. YouTube.com/cybertradingyou. I'll talk to you all later today. Take care.